Hey, welcome to my Wednesday stream. Today I'm going to get back to working on phpstan-drupal. Um, I have a few issues that I want to start tackling. Ones that they've been sitting for a bit, actually for quite a bit. October 2021, October 2022, 2022. I guess these aren't that old, but I want to start actually crushing a few of these. So the first one is entity access checks on queries should only be for content entities, not config entities. And I actually had this start hitting me as well. So I want to get this one fixed, um, just to help keep people's code a little bit cleaner and not have these extra access checks that aren't needed. So let's do a new branch, config, whatever, just GitHub 479. All right, so entity access check rule. So we got to go in and see where this rule is at. So source, rules, Drupal, entity query. Entity query has access check. So what this says is if it's without access check, now we need to see if we can do type. What does it think the type is? If not type, so it should be next is integer type. Oh no. Um, so I guess this is kind of hard because here we have in our type system dynamic return type. Where is it? Any storage. So entity query access return type extension. That's not where we want to go. That's the actual type. So I guess the one problem we have is right here we have if config entity type query has access check. So this part we're still returning array type or without access check, and we have these types and we lose track of what is the parent type. Because if it's a config entity query type, we don't want to throw the rule. So what if we can do? I'm gonna put a breakpoint here and see if I can just get a test running and see what we're working with to be able to not throw this rule when there's a config entity. Now the fix is to just not remove this type. Just if it's a config entity query, just don't even care about access check. But it could be beneficial, I guess, if the rule doesn't require it, then maybe it shouldn't matter. Um, well, I'm trying to think what we can do here. So I feel like this message should change as well. So what we should do is, yeah, I'm gonna write a test. I have a few ideas. It'd be nice to have this error message say that access checks are required if we're in Drupal 10. And then maybe a more generic rule that says like it's a configuration option that says I want to ignore, or like I want to check all, like check config entities as well and force access check declarations on all code. Because that's what it comes down to: is it all code or not all code? Um, so yeah, let's look at the rules. So entity access or entity query access check rule. We have various fixtures here. This one here, node. I guess let's make a new. I'll make a new test that I can debug, and so I'm just going to copy this. No, don't copy the class. I want to copy the file. copy, paste. No, I don't want to. It's not working like I thought. I was hoping I could just copy paste the file, but it's telling me it wants to make a class. So this is ticket 479.php. I'm going to go ahead and just copy this. 79. 479. And let's do entity query of, oh, what's a good, let's find an example. Entity form display. Here we go. Because these are config entities, so they don't need yeah, we can just run that. Let's chain it to, or no, we'll just do that one. Let's start with that test case. So we'll go here. So this will be 479. Yep. 479.php. And I'll run this test. It's probably going to fail because it's not excluding config entities right now. But this way I can do some debugging and get through. All right, gotta rerun it. All right, strings are identical. Click to see. Yeah. Oh, wait. File does not exist. Because it does not. Let me rerun. And then we'll get the error back, and then I can use xdebug. All right, deprecated, cool. So I don't necessarily want to modify this. I want the rule to be more, to care about what it's receiving. So I'm going to debug this test. I've got my breakpoint in this rule. And we just need to have an extra check on without entity query access. All right, there we go. So our node method call there. So I think I can do that. So our type is here. So let's say caller, we'll say parent equals scope get type from an expression. So we could do node var. I'm going to rerun the test because the type that we've got in this node has been changed, but we should be able to do node var, and that gives us the query itself and should allow us to find out what its type is. So I'll wait for this to run and see what type we get. Come on. There we go. So parent is config entity type query. So perfect. So we can say if parent instance of config entity the query type return there. So this should work. Our test should pass now. Is if the type is config entity type, entity query type. Boom. All right. So we have that. One thing I want to look at. First, I'm going to get the PR going, the pull request going, and just have everything run. Let's review this diff. Yep, that looks good. Git commit AV. Ignore access check on config entity queries. fixes 479. View origin 479. All right, let's create the PR. So I want to make this be configurable. So if somebody says I want to always have explicit entity query access checks on all entity types, folks can do that. And one way to reference that is let's go to GitHub, phpstan, strict rules. As recently, this was added into phpstan strict rules, allowing more configurability, such as here. So let's see. Let's look at the extension. No, or maybe it's just rules. So here, parameters, strict rules, parameter schema. So let's go ahead and mine, it's an extension config. So we have the parameters, parameter schema, Drupal. So that's Drupal. I wonder if there should be, now we'll put in here entity mapping. So let's now make a, let's do require config entity query access check required will be a bool. Yeah, so disallow any of bool. So yeah, so that way we can add this in here. Excuse me. All right, so if we add this, then I got to go into the default parameters. We set it to false. No, don't go there. So then this sets it in the, that's how it gets injected. Let's see about getting this set up the same way. Rules. All right. Conditional tags. Oh, wait, conditional tags. Oh, it's okay. So that registers the rule. If it's there, I need to actually have this injected. So let's see. Class arguments. Okay. These are all in the services. These are in rules. How? I need to see. I can't remember if the rules extension allows how dependency injection works and wiring that. So I'm gonna check over here. Bleeding edge, feature toggles, no. Let's do config level 1. Or config.neon. See what are some feature toggles exceptions. Check advanced is set. Let's find usages of this. Hey, it's right here. I guess so. This is the new GitHub like code browser. You can turn it on with the feature flag, and so far I've really liked it. Like the fact that I clicked on it and it showed this in here. All right. So this is all. Yeah, so that has it as an argument in here. But I wonder if, let's go to source. Dependency injection. Rules extension. Auto wired true. But I don't think when it's auto wired, it works with. Oh, I don't know if it works with injecting parameters that way. Add definition, key, rule. Auto wired. Nope. All right. That might, I don't know how I'm going to get that injected. I'll probably have to move it to actually like a service instead of just rules. The advanced use case. I just want to check one more. Nope. Let's see. phpstan. Into the far. Into the configuration. Ignore errors. That's not it. Let's go to treat PHP. That's going to be into node scope resolver, arguments. So rules, that's, I have a feeling they're auto wired, but you're not going to be able to pass in parameters. And they have to be made services. Let's check. Oh no, parameters. Check this only, arguments, tags. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna have to copy it into the services instead of it being part of this in here. It's not the end of the world. So services, I'm just gonna copy that. There's an entity query. That's access check rule. Copy the class name out. Put it here. It's tagged appropriately. Arguments. Let's go add the argument. Extension. What did I add? Config entity query access check required. And I'm going to do a bool. Add the property. And all right, so let's run the test again. And it's probably going to fail. Missing parameter of, oh, yeah. Okay, so let's do, oh, wait, there should be a way to provide a, wait, missing parameter, false. Is there a way to do default? No, that's the schema and Drupal structure. It's in there. Run. Missing parameter. Let's analyze. Here we go. Let's do private. Run it and see if that fixes it, or it's in the, it's one of the configs that's loading. No, okay, it's not. Drupal rule test case, because here it is. Missing. Oh no. What? Missing parameter. But it's set in all the different spots. You know what? This is not important to making this land, so I'm gonna actually just back out and I'll open a ticket for it. Instead of just dragging my feet trying to figure this out, because this is not part of the deprecation or part of the ticket. So let's reduce that scope. I can open a ticket for that, specifically. And that way I can just get back to fixing other things instead of this rabbit hole. Let's undo that, and that, and that. All right. Let's figure out why the test failed. phpstan. Oh no. All right, well that means this means head is broken. So let's go check out git checkout main php vendor bin phpstan. I'm gonna go fix main real quick. So this changed with PHP or phpstan like 1.10, I believe, which released last week, and I didn't do a live stream last week to catch this. So there we go. Git new branch phpstan type deprecations. How's it in the test? All right, so test, source, reflection, line 99. Entity fields. Ah, yeah, there we go. Line 99. Assert. Oops. Let's run it again and see if just removing those fixes it. No, 99. Let's do. So we can do self, assert true. Readable type is. What was the original error here? Type is object. Type. Nope. Let's go read the blog. Foo. Where's the fix? Type, get constant strings. Object type is super of type. So let's do the proper PHP stand or PHP unit. Insert instance of. I think that should fix it. And avoids the deprecation notice. Yeah. So let's just fix this. This is for writable type. And this is readable type. All right, so that'll fix that in the test, but there's going to be a lot more littered throughout. So we go now to source. That is one thing I wish, like VS Code determines like file names and you can command click. I wish PHP Storm's IDE like terminal would do that. URL to string 40. So if is Boolean, yes. If it's not yes, that's right, because now it's doing trinary logic. So is true, or oh wait, we could do is true. There we go. No. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. Wait. Hold on. It's not Boolean. Oh. So 1 second. Is Boolean, has offset type. All these probably just return crate. No. So let's try this. If get type, if arg1, this could be simplified. So I want to see is true. No, is true. String type is true, create. No. All right. No, actually we can't. It's not that, because if it was a string, yeah. So we'll do this. So arg1 is Boolean. If it's not a Boolean, we return the default. Let's do arg1 is true. Boolean type is true. Maybe. Constant Boolean type. This value. So why don't we try that? Let's do a if arg1 is true, yes, of its string type. I'm going to go run this test really quick. Type, no, rules, URL generation. Where do we test this rule? Oh, it's the dynamic return type. Sorry, it's type. Run it. I probably have to run it twice because there's this weird bug. Every time I run a different test, it like has some cache. It says it can't find Drupal. The data provided for. Oh, yeah, there it is. Still have no idea why that happens. It's only locally, so. All right, so this still passed. So this change is good to go. Cleans that up. Find the next error. Type entity type manager. Get storage definition. Line 86. Let's start the last one. 86. If type is object. What is object? Use type is object trinary logic to find out if it's an object type. If new class name. I'm surprised it's not erroring. Oh, that's because it's the those are node types is object. Well, where is object? It's saying that exists, but I'm not finding it unless it has to do with the type. Yep, so I don't want to do is super of. I don't want to use is super of. phpstan var source is object type specifier. Arg type is object. Well, why this doesn't make any sense to me. It says use type is object or get object class names, but there's no get but it only exists on the object type. It's like, how is this useful if you can't call it? If it all right. So storage type is equal to null, it returns the default. If storage type is not equal to null, I gotta re-upload this in my brain. Return type is of object type, handle concat. One. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Scope. Type. ID. Otherwise, the return type. Storage type. Get in repository. Storage type. If return type is instance of object type, return type we get from the top. Is class type string, is numeric string, is array, is float, is iterable, is list. Nothing here. So I'm going to go to phpstan to the issues. And I'm going to search for is object type. Is object of class, is object. Issues. Type refactoring redos. Object without class type. These are from 2 months ago. Instance of introduced type. Okay, where is this? 43 files changed. Where in the world is this method added? Expression type. So this get type, get object type or class string object type. Oh, stop. Public function, accessory array list. Is class string type. I'm gonna just have to run through this. Entity type manager, get storage, return type extension. So type, rules, type. Entity, type manager, get return. Let's run the whole thing and then just run a specific one. Or I guess this has, yeah, it has 2 tests. So I don't know how to fix this. Because this float type get class string object type, get generic type, let's just debug this, and hopefully it ends up at the right spot. It's not like a negative test. Good thing I didn't rabbit hole in that configuration option, because right now head's broken. Although I could merge it, like it's not completely broken. I could set a baseline. Actually, I should just do that, is fix what I can and then make a baseline. All right, skip that one. Any data repository. Oh, let's do. Is this not? That's still running. Come on. Didn't even get here. All right. Return type. When would this hit? If it's something that we don't have a mapping for. So, any type manager 13. So it would have been for 13. 10, 11, 12, 13. So I think this will be the generic for block. Oh no, block is known. What's an unknown? There's got to be an unknown. Here it is. It would be 14. 14's a fallback. So we get the return type, which is object type. Here we step in. That takes a long time. Yeah, we got the storage type. Let's stop. Let's go back. That was 14. We'll debug that one, because that has an entity type that's not matched. Or is it? So step through. See if storage type comes back. It does. I actually don't know what gets us to be at this point. If we can't do instance of, how are we supposed to? All right. I'm going to just skip this one for now because I don't know how to fix it. And go to the next one. Well, there's another one there. Look at line 74. Use get constant strings instead. Type is string. Yes. Called undefined type. Yeah, this is going to be just great. Called undefined method type get value. So this is, we can't use instance of, but then we can't use the value. But I feel like because there's another way to get the value that was improved in the API since this was written. Type get value. Type get value. Get value. So I'm going to revert that. Let's move on to the next one. Object type is error prone, is object, is object. Entity access control handler. Let's do that. Entity access control. Boolean should be easier. Line 50. is Boolean yes. So if it's not, if it's a Boolean, return is true yes. I don't really like this because closure type, what does closure type return as? Is true, create no. You have to trust everything that, you have to trust that everything implements no. Well, it should. String, right? String type is true. No. Okay, that's fine. But we have this check here too. Is true yes. Otherwise, return. What's next? So skipping anything is object. I need to skip for now. Same with strings, constant string type. If not instance of, what is it? Can we do if is string? Oh, is it because we have to do like get values array? Is that what the intent here is? No. Static type, non-empty array type, type. So I just want to see has offset type, array type, constant array type, intersection type, static type, non-array type trait, error type. Yeah, it would just give us an error because it's not an array. Let me say but then again, we don't have the value. And phpstan is going to throw an error. Unless there's like some value resolver, but now I'm getting confused because I think there's one in Rector, but I don't know about phpstan. Let's see if I can find anything in rules that say is string. Find type to check. Ramp class constant rule. If class type is string yes. Class type. Remove class type can access. So class type. Does anything here has constant, get constant, not getting the value, class type result. Let's do is object. Type is object. Type. Well, why is this not breaking? Because it's a union type. Type is object. Wait, this has it on the interface. Why am I not closure type, non-object type trait? No, hold on. What? Why? If it's there, why am I having issues with that? Oh, that's right. It's because this get class name, because saying yes. Now this is a polymorphic call. So I guess like it's nice that this was added, but it's not perfect. So I need to just step away from that. Um, like this, if string, if not a string, get value. Well, it doesn't know that it's a string. A constant string type is numeric string, is not an empty string. String type, let's look at the base of that even. Actually, we need to go back to just straight type and see if we can. So accepts get array equals describe get unresolved property can call methods get flip pop array to integer is yeah, if there's like a value resolver, we'd be good, but I don't know of one. Type reflection, yeah, I don't know where this would be. So let's save that for another day. Is there a way to turn this off actually and save it for developers? It's going to deprecate instance of type. If you rewrite your code based on the guidelines below, you're going to have edge cases solved for free. String type. Reasonable, both bleeding edge. Oh, because tests run. I have bleeding edge enabled. Oh, why is it error prone? Yeah, so it could be an intersection type. Okay, like that's. So let's actually follow this here for constant string type. Do something with each value. But like, what if there's only one? So this would be if type get constant this would be an if count zero or what we could do is else any type ID equals type get constant strings 0. That seems like the fix. I'm going to run this again and just see, because the object type one I feel like is going to be trickier. Yeah, get expect string constant string type given. Get value. All right, let's do this. We'll do. All right, we'll try that. All right, I guess that, okay, this is fine. We got the check here. I guess what I should do is I'm going to delete that comment because I don't even know if that makes sense anymore. So if the string count is 0, we go with the default return type. Otherwise, we pick the first one and consider it to be the entity type, because we don't really support intersections. And I guess the best I can do, let's rerun that test again. Test source rules. Nope. Type. What is this? Entity type manager get storage. Let's. Whoa, this got a lot of unused stuff. Let's do a little extra cleanup. Let's see if this passes. Okay, it passed. So to me, that's got to be good enough. Let's go on. So object type is error prone, constant string type. Line 57. Else. Okay, so if, so this would be if type, if count type get constant strings is equal to 0. And that means any type equals get constant string 0. We pick the first one. Maybe. All right. So that should be the same. And the good part is this is probably going to fix some bugs. Like this will actually fix some bugs. I'm sure of it. Because we do a lot of these instance type checks, and there was a recent fix for this. So if count arg1 get is equal to 0, service name equals arg1 get constant string 0. Sure. Object type, object type, object type. Oh, yeah. That's going to be a huge refactor. Let's go to rules. I'm going to start at the top now. Rules, deprecations, condition manager, create, constant array type. All right, well, what's the fix for this one? Oh, get constant arrays. So let's see here. So if, what is this going to be? If count configuration type get constant arrays is equal to 0. Of course, it's not going to bring me right there. Non-array. Okay. So that should fix that. Except for, I think this is now going to cause an error. 47. For each key types. Let's just see if this made this one worse. call the undefined method get key types, because configuration type. All right, for this, I'm now going to just generate a baseline and commit that because these are a bit harder and I want to get that one merged up, so I got to sign off a little bit earlier today. So status get add phpstan baseline, get add source. Now what I need to do is I need to include includes. I never write this enough to actually pay attention. Baseline, baseline, baseline. The baseline includes. Yep. All right, so now if I were to run it, should have no errors. Okay. And baseline for phpstan 1.10 new deprecations. Because that's going to take some trickiness that I am not ready to handle today. Let's create the PR, then I can update the previous one and at least fix one issue. I was hoping to get to one more, but oh well. So we'll let this run, and I'll be able to update this PR. And I'm usually I take a release after each stream, but with this, I'm not sure. For one fix, and the fact that I made a few extra changes, I might ping a few folks to test this though. Of course, Lentine. What is this going to be on? PHPCS. All right. Let's go. Okay, so source type entity access control handler. So Boolean type is gone. Any access. And then it's URL return type. Just those. Nope. Drupal static. Drupal, yeah, here it is. Drupal class resolver return type. All right, that should do it. And I'm just going to do get as source status get commit. I'm just going to do a amended commit. I'll get that going. All right, I have to run early. And normally I do these for 2 hours. I'm only able to get an hour in today. I'll probably merge this afterwards and then get this one merged up. So thanks for hanging out, and I'll be back next week. Bye.